Welcome to my Udemy course. So in this course we're going to build a full stack Next.js 14 with the latest version of Next.js, with the latest version of React. We're going to build a fully functioning e-commerce website. So let's jump into the demo and then you see what we'll build in this course. So as you open the website, you're greeted with this banner, and then below that you get greeted with these beautiful cards which is showing the featured products. We can open a single product and you can see the product details, you can see the images, you can switch between the images to see other product images. Here you can see the comments of people who have commented on the product. You yourself can leave a comment after. You can say, wow, this is a great project, and then comment edit, and you can see your comment has been added. You can switch colors, so you can say I want this MacBook in black, and then when you're happy you can add to cart, and then item has been added to cart. You go to your cart page and then you can see the item has been added to cart, and this has also Stripe integration, so you can pay using Stripe. So right now I'm not yet ready to pay, so we can click back to shopping. Okay, so here I can click get started, then I'm taken to the product page. So this product page we can search, so I can say, okay, I wonder if they sell Samsungs, and then we can see, wow, there's a Samsung there, and then we can open the Samsung, we can add it to cart. But before we add it to cart, we can maybe see the other pictures, we can read about it, then we can say, okay, maybe we're not yet done. We go back, getting started, and then I come here, then I'm like, okay, what's the cheapest thing that I can get, or maybe I can say what's the minimum price that I can get. We can filter, we can say, okay, I want products that are maybe $1,000 and up, so I can come here and then I can say 1,000, and then all the products that are 1,000 and up are now displayed, and then we no longer see this $900 product. Okay, and then here I can say, okay, I want to see the lowest price items first. Then we can see sort by the lowest price. We can sort by most expensive, oldest, and latest. So it just depends how you want to sort by. And then we're going to learn all of this. And then we can also, there's also pagination to say, okay, how many products do you want per page? So right now the system has 3 products, so we can say I want 1 product per page, and then it starts to paginate, and then you can see you can now go to page 2, you can now go to page 3, you can now come back to page 1. So it just depends what you're feeling and how you want to use it. Okay, so now I'm ready to pay. I come to my, then I can see, am I satisfied with this? So we have 2.9. Yeah, I'm satisfied. So let's make the purchase. Okay, then we say pay, and then it starts to load with Stripe. Okay, payment successful. So it actually went through, and then the order went through with Stripe. Okay, so yeah, then we can come back home, and then we can see. Okay, then we can go here to our orders, we can refresh the page, and then we'll see the products that we just paid for. So we paid for a Samsung of $900, then we paid for a MacBook of $2,000, and then they say they're in transit, right? They haven't yet been delivered. Okay, now the beautiful thing about this, why I'm saying it's a full stack application, here you have the backend system. So using the same link, you just come here, you paste it. So it's using Sanity, which gives us a nice admin dashboard. So it says come to here, which says admin. It has authentication. Right now I'm just logged in, but everything has authentication, right? So we're authenticating using Clerk, and you can see here it gives us this nice authentication where we can manage the accounts, we can log out, we can add new accounts. So here you can link new accounts, you can add an email address. Yeah, this is things that, you know, these are industry standard things, right, that big companies are using. So you'll be able to learn that in this course. So yeah, you come products. These are the 3 products that we have in our store. You can change the images, you can change the description, yeah, you can change the price, yeah, you can change the description, you can change the price. Then yeah, you'll be able to see our orders that we just made. Then we'll see we just made this for a Samsung for $900. Then once we deliver it, we can just say deliver, then we say publish. Perfect. Then I come in and then I'll be like, okay, I wonder if my product has been delivered. I refresh the page. Okay, so the page you might have to refresh a bit because it's using Next.js server-side rendering, so it doesn't refresh right then and there. It caches whatever you need. It caches it, but then it caches it for like up to three refreshes, right? Or in this case, we're saying every 1 hour we need you to revalidate. That's what they call it. So every hour it revalidates its data. But then we can even set it to say, okay, every minute I want you to revalidate. Like for the orders page, we'll end up doing that, since in order is something which we need real time. So we'll say revalidate every minute. But then, not to waste user data and to keep the application fast, we're using server-side rendering, where Next.js goes on the back end, loads everything up, then on the front end it sends you the HTML, right? But then you see in this case, right, we already have it. We already have the data. It's been delivered. And this one is still in transit because here we haven't said anything. Okay, perfect. And then yeah, that's not all, right? We come back to the home page, speak to sales. Then we can say, okay, I have this product, right? This MacBook 2013, right? It hasn't been delivered, right? So I can come here and say my name is Coding with Douglas, and I say I have an issue. My has not been delivered. Then we submit the issue, right? Issue has been sent, right? So here in the back end, when we go to contact, we'll be able to see Coding with Douglas, right? Sent us a message. I have an issue with my MacBook. It's not been delivered. So this is a full stack e-commerce platform, right? This is a platform that if you put on a portfolio, you will land the job. They'll see that, this guy knows what he's doing. He's serious. And then with this tech, right, you're not just going to be able to build this e-commerce. You're going to be able to build any full stack social media, any blog application, any type of application that's like, those applications like Airbnb, those applications like where people are, those marketplaces, those chat applications. You're going to be able to build that using Sanity, because Sanity is like a full stack. You become like a full stack developer because you know how to build an application from the client side and you know how to build it from the admin side. So that makes you a full stack developer. So in this course you're going to learn, so this course is basically for beginners. It's for average developers, intermediate developers who want to improve their skill on Next.js, who want to learn how to use Next.js using the latest technologies. So that's what we do in this course. From beginners, it's going at a nice pace where beginners can probably understand 80% of the course, right? So in the end it becomes a bit difficult when we're starting to add the filters and stuff, but for beginners it becomes a bit difficult. But 80% up to the point where we add Stripe, up to the point where we add Sanity, all of that has been made simple for beginners to understand, right? So you just come in with maybe a bit of basic knowledge about React and then you're good to go, because I've explained everything clearly and you should be able to understand. And then at the end of this course you can put this, I deploy the course and you can put this course on your portfolio, and that will help you land jobs, that will help you in your career. So yeah, that's the course, and thank you guys for watching. Okay, so first thing, we're going to install Next.js. So you come to next.js.org and then we click get started, installation, and then so in your machine you're going to need Node.js version 18 or a later version. So you come here, you install Node.js onto your machine. So it's just going to depend on what system you're using. If you're using Mac, you're using Windows, but then it auto detects and then you install. So I usually use the current version, and then once you've done that, you come here. So I've already installed Node.js into my system, so I just come here, get this command, so copy it, come into my machine, look for terminal. So on Windows that will be CMD, command prompt. Then so here we CD into our desktop or anywhere you want to install this project. But then the thing is, you have to remember where you installed it. So we paste in that command, press enter. What's the name of the app? So we'll call it Tech Shop. We're not going to be using TypeScript. We're not going to be using ESLint. We're going to be using Tailwind. We're not going to be using source directory. We're going to be using the app router, and then yeah, it installs. So whilst that installs, for our UI library, I like to use this library called Daisy UI. So it just helps us have some components for our Tailwind. So in our Tailwind, we might want components like buttons, we might want components like cards, we might want components like models. So yeah, that's why we would need this Daisy UI. Okay, so how to install? Head over to this, then this is how we install it. So we come back, it's finished installing, so we say ls, and then we can see, okay, so Tech Shop, cd into Tech Shop, okay, ls, these are our files, then code dot, and then it opens in VS Code. So if the code dot doesn't work for you, just open your VS Code, open the folder, drag and drop Tech Shop, and then it should open. Okay, so yeah, now it's opened. So to run it, it's npm run dev. Okay, then it's running on port 3000. Then we open. Okay, it's compiling, it's compiled, then it's opened. So this is what our basic Next.js app looks like. So we are using Next.js version 14, as you can see here. So in version 14, we no longer have the pages directory. So before we used to have a pages directory. Okay, so just to explain deeper for beginners, we used to have a folder here called pages, and then if you wanted a page, you would then come and then you would put it in that folder. But then now it's like, it's a new type of router, right? If you're also coming from React, you would understand in React we have this thing called React router, whereby you can come here and then you can say /register, for example, and then it takes you to that particular route using the React router, right? But then with the app router, it's now a new way of doing it. So you come in here into the app, and then any folder that you create in here automatically becomes a route. So this page router, you see here where it says get started by editing, right? That's this where it says get started by editing. So this is the main page. It goes into the page.js. So this will be the main page that you go to when you visit this localhost 3000, right? Then if we want to create another route, so let's just say here example. Okay, so now if we come here and then we say example, this doesn't go, right? Why? Because we now need to go inside this example folder and then say page.js, right? And then yeah, so then we create our component. So if you want to know how to create this, you come here where it says extensions, and then you need this extension called ES7 Redux React Native Snippets, and then this allows you, when you say RFCE, press enter, it just enters that for you. Save, and then now when we go to example, we see this page, right? So this is our new route that we created. So it's that simple, guys. Now we can now create, so any folder that you create is going to, and then you say page.js, that's going to be our route. So that's Now, very simple thing to do. And then it has this layout folder. So this layout folder, this is like, if you're coming from React, this is like your index.js or your app.js, right? So this is the folder. This is the folder which is when we're talking about our component orders. So this is the highest component, right? So when you wanna integrate Redux, when you want to integrate any providers or any sort of state that you want to be available in the whole application, you come and you put it in your layout, right? So this page.js is inside this layout, right? So if I come here, for you to see that what I'm saying is true, if I come here and then I say h1 here, then I say hello, save that, then you see it says hello. So every page now that I go to is going to say hello, because this is the highest component in our app, right? So if we had a header that we wanted to appear in the whole application, we can put it here. Okay, so yeah, that's just basics of Next.js. So now we want to install Daisy UI. You come to the website. Here are the instructions. You open your terminal, open a new tab, install that, and then it tells you go to your tailwind.config and then add this where it says plugin. We come here to our tailwind config where it says plugins, we add this, we save, and then yeah, that's finished installing, done. Okay, perfect. And then to test that it's working, we go to our components. So here where it says components, we go on button. Okay, so we need to add a button to test that we have installed Daisy UI correctly. So we come here where it says buttons, we click JSX, then we take a button that we like. So we go on preview, we like this one which says accent. We copy this, and then we go to our app. Here where it says get started, let's put it here, save, go back, then perfect. You see, we now have this button, this accent button. Okay, so we have successfully installed our Daisy UI, and then yeah, so now with Daisy UI, why we need to use things like Daisy UI, right? Out of the box, it works with Tailwind CSS, and then it gives us these components that we can use. So let's say we come here and then we say input, okay, and then yeah, we get this nice input that we can use in our app. We just copy this code, we come here, and then you see we now have a nice input. So it gives us all these things out of the box. So in this course, we're going to be, in some places we'll be using them, in some places we won't be using them. It'll just depend, because I don't like, sometimes I like to use, you know, Tailwind, but then just to save time, we can use these kind of things, right? And then my favorite is a model, because a model, yeah, is trying to create it from scratch is a bit difficult. So I like to use these, you see this nice model, I like to use these libraries, right? Okay, so now let's clean up our files. Okay, so in our home, we can just delete everything, then say rfce. Okay, then we create the main page, we go back, this is what it looks like, but then you see it has like a dark background. We don't want that. We go in our global CSS and we delete everything, we save, then yeah, we now have a clean white page. Okay, so yeah, here we want a folder called components, that's the spelling. Yeah, then yeah, for installing Daisy UI, for installing Next.js, that's how you do it. And then in the next chapter, we're going to be doing the UI. We're going to learn how to use this to do the UI. So how I like to do these projects is first we do the UI, then we add the functionality, so that you have something to start with, right? So that we're not just doing functionality and then you don't see like how like what are we adding functionality to, right? It might become difficult for beginners. So what I like to do, I like to first do the functionality, but then do it in a static way, right? And then we start to add the functionality, we start to integrate Sanity, we're going to do everything step by step so that you guys can understand. Okay, so let's head over to the next part. Now we're going to start with the home page. right? So the home page is going to have our products. It's going to showcase our products. So yeah, let's jump into that right now. Okay, so this is going to be the home page, and then here is going to be the components. So on the components part, before we do that, we need some assets. So I'm going to add these assets. Either I'm going to add them into the chapter, or I'm going to paste this link. You come to this link. So if you go to my GitHub, you go to repositories, then you go where it says Udemy Next.js. Okay, so this is our project, right? You come here, you go into the public folder. Yeah, but I'm sure in the course I'll add them. But if I somehow forget, or if I don't include them, then you just come here and you get them. So we need the logo. So open that in a new tab. We need this which says painting. Then we need, yeah, I think that's it. We need this which says favicon. Yeah, favicon, it's not necessary for now. Yeah, so this is the logo. Then you click here where it says download, and then it downloads. And then we need this. This is like the main image. We download that. Perfect. Okay, so you take those things that you downloaded, copy them, go to our project. So our project is called Tech Shop. Go into the public folder, and then you paste them. And then we now have our assets. Okay, perfect. So this code will be included. So on any chapter, if you're having difficulties, you just come to the code and then you can reference it. Okay, so we come back here, and then so the first thing that we need to build, it's going to be the header. So the header is going to be available on all the pages. It's going to be something which can be accessed on any page. Okay, so yeah, let's do that now. So we come here, components, click create a folder called header.js, a file I mean. Okay, we've created that. We go back here, and then we want to import the header, and then we want to import, yeah, for now let's just do the header. Okay, so import header from components / header. Then we have our header. We come here, you can see we have the header. Okay, perfect. So inside the header, there's some icons that we want to use. So I like to use this library called React Icons. So head over to React Icons, copy the command, then we install it. Whilst it's installing, we come here, and then we can see. So if we want to use for cart, we just search, we get this cart. So whichever cart we get, you just click, and then it shows you how to import it. It shows you how to use it. So that's why I like this library. It's very neat. Okay, we come back, so it's finished installing. We close that. Okay, so we import. So I want to use something that's called FA shopping cart from React. Okay, then import. Yeah, that one is not okay. I want to use something called an MD local shipping. Okay, yeah, for now that's all. Later on we can add more if we want more. Okay, so give it a bit of padding, give it a border. Okay, so it has a nice border. Yeah, so the border is a nice color. So give it a max width of 7 XL, max width of auto. Give it a flex, then justify is between. Yeah, so don't worry, I'll explain everything. I just want to get it out of the way. Then I'll start explaining. Okay, so this is going to be the div with our logo. Yeah, so I like to add some comments, logo. Okay, nice. So this is what we want. So let me explain what I did here. Okay, so we have a padding of 3. So what we're saying when we say padding of 3, we're saying that we want the tech trove to have a padding at the top, at the bottom, on the sides, right? So that there's some space. Then when we say padding bottom of 2, that's the line that you're seeing here. Here we said border bottom of 2, so that's the line that you're seeing here at the bottom, right? That's the border. So if we remove this line, we save, then we don't have a border, then it doesn't look nice. So that's a very important line. Then this is the color of the border, so that's the color that you see here. If we say pink, this line will be pink. Okay, then here this max width 7 was saying that we want a maximum width of 7 XL. So yeah, we hover over it, it tells you there's a max width of 1280 pixels, which is a max width basically of most standard medium-sized devices. This is going to be the width. So if we zoom out, you see it stops here because that's the max width that we have. And then this max MX auto, it means that on the left, on the right side, we want space, so it's going to take everything in the center. And then flex, justify between. So flex just means everything is going to be in a row, and then justify, it means when we have this and then we have another content, it's going to leave space in between. That's what justify between means. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so it means here we have a logo, whatever we're gonna put here, right? Whatever we're gonna put here, justify between just means leave space between, so that whatever we put goes on the right. Yeah, hope that makes sense. Okay, so now we want to, I don't know what to call it, so it's the logo, then we can just say icons, yeah, for lack of a better term. We have a div, so this is the parent div, then inside that div we want it to flex, then items center, then relative. Okay, so let me just type everything, then I will explain. Okay, so looks good. So what we did here on the icons, we said flex, item center, then position relative. Okay, so what that did is then, okay, so let me go through this. Okay, so on the shopping cart, so this FA shopping cart is coming from React icons. We come here, so this is coming from React icons, and then this has a color. It's a text of 3XL. It has this color. That's why you see this same color here. And then here we're saying that when we hover our cursor, it has to turn to a pointer. So here when we hover the cursor, it's turning to a pointer. Right now it's a mouse, turns into a pointer. That's what that does. And then when we hover over it, we want it to scale to 125. It means we want it to grow big whenever we hover. So hovering over something is like doing this, just hovering over something. So we're saying when we hover over it, we want it to grow big. That's why it's getting bigger. That's why it's getting bigger, right? But then we don't want it to just get big, right? We want it to have a transition. That's why we put here it's a transition, a duration of 3 seconds. That transition is what makes it do it in a nice way, like a smooth way. Like you see here, it's doing it in a smooth way, right? If we just say scale, right, without putting the transition, let's do that. Let's remove this. So that's a bit of animation stuff. You see, it's just flicking. You see, it's just flicking and doesn't look nice. But then when we do this, it hovers, it becomes smooth, right? So our header is done, and then it's mobile responsive, right? So that's the beauty of Tailwind CSS. We're able to build things that are mobile responsive. You can see it's mobile responsive, right? So yeah, so that's it with the header. And then next up, we're going to do a banner, right? So on the home page, you saw that there was a nice banner. So that's what we're going to do in the next video. Okay, so in this part of the video, we're going to do the banner. So over here, where you're seeing my mouse hover, we need a banner. On the left, we need some text. On the right, we need an image. So we're going to do that. But before we get that done, we need a title here that tells the users what our shop does. Okay, so we come here, we close the header because we're done with it, right? Yeah, for now, we go back to this page. And then below the header, we have a div. Okay, so in this div, yeah, let's just put some space there. I like my code to have some space so that it's readable. Flex column. Yeah, so you guys can let me know what you like. Do you want some? Okay, so margin top 10. Do you want someone to talk like the whole video, or you want someone like, because I think it can get annoying when someone is just talking the whole video, and then you might just prefer someone to just, you know, to just type then explain. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do. And then yeah, you let me know, and then, you know, in some future courses, so in this course I'll just be typing. I'll explain more when we go to the functionality side of things, because I feel like on functionality it's a bit more complicated, so I need to be talking and explaining like everything. But then on, you know, on this styling stuff, I can just type and be quiet so that you guys can see what I'm doing, right? Because I think it can get annoying when someone is always talking, and then yeah, so let me just type. Okay, so yeah, sorry about that. So this is what it looks like. Get the latest technologies. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. It's nice. And then yeah, it's just like a something that someone sees when they visit the app. So yeah, So why do I always start my div with this? Because I want my div to be in the center. So this is how you center a div. If you hear people saying, centering divs is hard, yeah, there's like memes where people are saying centering a div is very hard. This is like a standard way of how you can do it every time. So this is how we're going to do it in the whole course. We're going to center our divs this way. Then in here, I want my banner, right? Yeah, so I placed that by mistake. So in here, we want our banner. So we need to create our banner in the components. Okay, RFCE. Okay, we have our banner there. Then we come in here and we import the banner. You see here, we import the banner, and then in here we have the banner. So we come here, we see our banner just comes out and it's in the center. So yeah, we like that. That's why we always doing it like this. Okay. And then now we're going to start with the banner. So the banner is going to, I'm going to do it like it as a section. Okay. So we come here. We don't need to import anything. Okay, inside our div, we have a section. Close that. So this has some SVG stuff that we can't really type, right? Because it's long, right? It's like, you know what an SVG looks like? It's very long. So I don't want to do that to you guys. So what I would do in this one, I'll have a snippet for that code. So yeah, UI, app, components, banner. Okay, so we just copy this code, then we'll paste it in here. Yeah, so I'll have this code over to you. If you love typing, yeah, go ahead. You can type everything that you're seeing here. Let me just scroll down slowly. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about, this SVG. There's no way that you're gonna type this. Yeah, that's crazy. There's no way anyone is going to type this. So just take that code and then paste it. So I'm going to have, so yeah, what I can do for some snippets, I can have them as like a text file, or I can just paste this link, right? So this link, but then I also showed you how to get to there, right? You come to my GitHub, so I'll leave a link, right? If I don't leave a link, it's just github.com/DouglasMaringa. You come to here where it says repository, Udemy, Next.js, right? Whilst you're in there, you come to app, then you come here where it says components, then you come here where it says banner, you copy the code, you come back here, you paste the code, you save, right? Here we're already importing the banner, so we come back to our app, and then voila, this is our banner, right? So this is what our banner is going to look like. Okay, perfect. So next up, we're going to, so below the banner we need some products. So these are going to be dummy products that we're going to have for now. Then later on we can add real products, right? Then lastly we'll do the footer. Okay, so in this part of the course we're going to be building out, so below this banner we're going to be building the featured products. Okay, so below this, so we come here, so we always start like this, right? That's how we like. So let's just copy this so that we don't keep repeating ourselves. Okay, then here we delete this p tag, we don't need it. Okay, so here in the middle we want to say featured products. Featured products. We save, come back here, then it says featured products. So that's what we want to do there. And then below this we want another div which is going to hold, then this div we want to give it a bit of padding, so the padding is going to be 10, then we want to give it a flex. Okay, inside there we want another div, then we'll give it a class name, So here why we did this, we wanted to have a column of 1, but then this is on mobile devices, and then on desktop devices. So when we hit large, we want it to be grid columns 3, and then we wanted to have a gap of 16, and then inside here we're going to have the product cards. So we come here to our components, we create a component for the cards, RFCE, we have that. Then we come in here, we import. So to import something, you can either go up there and then here you type import card from wherever you want to import. There's a slick way of doing it. Just enter card, and then here you see it's trying to help you. You press, then you close. You come here, it's imported automatically for you. You come down here it says card. Perfect. We come to our cards, and then we want to construct what the card is going to look like. Okay, so our card is going to have a main div. Okay, the main div is going to be relative because we want to use some relative positions like left, right, so that's why we do that. We want it to have a shadow, and then a max width of small, then a cursor of pointer. Okay, so a card is going to have an image. Okay, class name. Okay, so fail to pass pen Next.js must use, so yeah, we must have a slash. Okay, then let's refresh this. Okay, let's see why it's not showing. Okay, let's have this. Okay, there it is. Okay. Yeah, the Next.js image is not that important. What's important is when we get these products, we're going to server-side render them. Yeah, that's what's important. The Next.js image and stuff is not as important because this way of doing it, it becomes mobile responsive. Okay, let's save that, and then yeah, we get this nice title. The height is a bit much, let's say 72, and then yeah, much better. Then we need a price here. Yeah, and again, if you know it's not making sense what I'm doing, you just come on your, you just go to my GitHub. I'll leave even the code in this course, but again, if I'm not able to do that, just go to my GitHub and then you can see all this code that I'm writing. Yeah, because the styling is not that hard. There's not much to explain on the styling. So when we're doing the functionality, I'll be explaining everything, and then yeah, it'll be making sense. But now it's just styling. It's just something that we need to do, we need to get over with, and then we start with the functionality. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, this looks nice. We go back to our product, we close everything, we come back here, and then let's just copy and paste this, and then perfect. So here where it says Max Auto, I've already explained, it just means we want to leave some space on the left, we want to leave some space on the right, so our things become centered. And then here where it says grid, so grid is like flex, it's a way to structure your elements on the page. So when we say grid columns 1, we say on each column, yeah, my fingers are a bit sticky, on each column we want 1 item, right? But then on large devices we want 3 items. So this is a large device, we want 3 items, right? But then on small items, so this is a small item, we want it to be 1. And then you see our app is mobile responsive. So it's very easy. Like when you hear those guys saying, yeah, it's hard to do mobile responsive, yeah, that's not true, guys. With Tailwind CSS, it's very easy. With 1 line, we're able to make it mobile responsive. And then it's now large device, it's now 3 items. It's now very large device, so we can even come and say, you know, if we want to, someone who's looking at it from like a TV, like someone is browsing the internet on their TV, we can say on 3XL, I want it to be 4 products, something like that, right? And then we zoom out. Okay, so 3XL, we're not reaching that, so let's just say XL. Yeah, then you see. So on very large devices, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then as we get small, as we get smaller and smaller, yeah, so this is to a large device, but as we get smaller, it's going to then go on to this one, right? Let's just take it back to the way it was. Okay, so yeah, that's the way that it is. So that's how you can build those responsiveness that cater for different types of screens, right? Perfect. So in the next part, we're going to be doing our footer. In this part of the video, we're going to be doing the footer. Okay, so the footer is going to come at the bottom. It's going to be very simple. We come into our components, we make a file called footer, RFCE. So if you don't have that snippet, just get it from extensions here, then you install it, then you have those snippets. If you're not able to do it, it's fine, just type out the code, because if you're a very beginner, it's good to type the code, right? Using these snippets, it can hinder, you know, your progress. So just, then we can say made by, yeah. So if you put this project in your portfolio, you can just type here made by, and then you can put your name. So when they are now looking at your portfolio, they can see, yeah, you're really the one who made it. Okay, we save that. We come here, we just type footer, we press enter, it imports it. So we need to import it here like that. We come here, made by, yeah, So that's a basic footer. If you want to go overboard, you can do the same thing that we did here for the header, and then you can put like your contact us, you can put, yeah, but then that's going a bit overboard. For this, it works. In this part of the course, we're going to work on the details page. So when you click a product, it must take you to a details page. So that's what we're going to work on now. Okay, looks good. So we come here, we delete this, so we come here to the page.js. so this is our root file in the app. We create a new folder, we call it details. Inside the details, we say page.js, then RFCE. Okay, in that page we need a header, so just type the header. Remember, we already created the header. We save that, we come here, so here we say slash details. So now we have a details page, right? Below that we create a div. Inside the div, so we come here into our components, we create a details component, details.js rfce. We close this one, we go back here, now we have our details, we can import it, we save that. Yeah, it says details, perfect. We go into the details, and then yeah, let's start with the details page. So the details page, on the left we want the product image, on the right we want the components for adding to cart, yeah, and doing all those other stuff. Perfect. So here where it says details, yeah, so this is just the styling, guys. We're going to get into functionality. How can we server-side render these components? How can we create a slug to display these products? We're going to work on all of that, but for now it's just the static styles. Okay, so yeah, don't worry, this is the simple part. Yeah, this part I already explained. We're just doing it so that it's mobile responsive, because remember our application needs to be mobile responsive. We can't just have an app that's not mobile responsive. So this is going to be the left column, then this is going to be the right column, right? And then let's start with the left. On the left we want an image. So this is what it looks like. Yeah, we keep adding stuff and then the gap will get smaller. Okay, so yeah, we come here, we put the price. Okay, so here we have the quantity, and then below the quantity we're going to have the add to cart button. Okay, so here we're going to have the add to cart. Okay, then add to cart, but then yeah, this is too big, so let's just tell something that's nice and small. So yeah, we don't need the width full, we don't need the height. Okay, the background is okay, the text is okay, and then we just need a px of 6, yeah, then a py of 3, and then an add to cart. Yeah, then yeah, this is more like it. Yeah, this is nice. And then here on the left side we want small images that can change the big image, right? So we come here. Yeah, I'm trying to think where can we put it. Yeah, somewhere here. It's not a description, it's image. You can call it an image slider, right? Yeah, I think that's the correct assumption. Okay, then in here we're going to say margin top of, do we need a margin top? We just say margin top of 2. It's going to be a list, and then as you know, a list has, it's going to be an unordered list. It's going to have a gap and then overflow. So overflow, we do this in situations where things might overflow, so we need to be able to scroll in those cases. Okay, with 20, height 20, relative, overflow, hidden, then aspect ratio of 1, cursor, pointer, and then inside here we need an image. Okay, it's going to be of a painting, it's going to fill, it's going to cover, and then yeah, I think this is good. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, this looks nice. And then so let's just try to have like 3 and then see what it looks like. Yeah, perfect, this looks good. So this is what it's going to look like, and then I think for the details page this should be good. This video we're going to look at the cart. Okay, so we come here, we create a component called cart.js rfce. So we have our cart component, we close everything, we come into the page, create a folder, call it cart. Inside the cart pick folder we say page.js rfce. Okay, then inside we import the header. Then below the header we import the cart that we just made. We save that, we come back here, then we say cart. So this is going to be the cart page, right? So inside the cart page, so let's close everything that's not relevant. So yeah, this is the cart page we're going to be working inside of. We're going to import, so so this is an icon from React Icons. So inside here we're going to have a list of products. So for now it's just going to be an emulation of products. It's not going to be real products. Then ID of let's see if that's correct. So ID, name, price, then image, then quantity. Okay, so let's name it properly. So quantity, name, price, and ID. Okay, yeah, this is about it. Then here we'll say const total is, yeah, this is our total. Okay, yeah, everything looks good. So this main thing is going to have max width of 3XL. Then so it's going to be centered, it's going to have margin top of 20. Inside we're going to have an H1. This H1 is going to say cart, and let's dial this a bit. So class name is going to be a text of 3XL. It's going to be centered, font of semi-bold. Yeah, looks good. Let's save and see. Yeah, cart. It's coming out. Below that, we're going to have a table. Then our table is going to be with full, no margin top, border of quantity, price, and remove. We save that, check it out. Yeah, that's too close. So let's have some margin top. Yeah, so we did need margin top. Margin top of 6. Yeah, this looks much better. And then we all know that a table has a table body. Okay, and then yeah, so we're going to map through the products that we created here, and then let's see the stylings. Yeah, so the stylings, I have some issues with them. Let's just save and see what it looks like. Yeah, no, so this is not what we want. Let's delete this. Yeah, so sometimes Copilot helps you, but not really. So table row, So we need, when you hover over the table, we need the background to change to gray 50, so that it gives us some type of feedback to know that we've hovered. Then we need a border bottom. We need a border bottom, border gray of 300, and then we need a text of this. Yeah, this should be good. So this is for all the table rows, and then inside the table row we have what is known as the table data. So inside the table data, here I want an image. Okay, so item.image, perfect. Then we want to style it properly like this. Then I want a width, so the width should be 50, and then the height should be like 30. Then below that we want the item.name. Item is a bit confusing for me, so let's call this product. Then yeah, products. So this will be called products. Then let's replace everywhere it says item, because we don't want it to say item. Yeah, let's save and see. Product is not defined, so products. Let's take a look. Okay, yeah, this doesn't look nice. Let's center it. So we need to give it a padding Y of 2, px of 4, flex, then item, center. So that's how you center things inside a div. And then yeah, this is much better. Table row, table body. So we need another table data. Put a bit of space so it's a bit clear. So yeah, I want product.quantity. Then yeah, I want product.price. Then yeah, I want the delete. So the trash, which is we're using to delete, the text is correct, but then we need it to be centered. So mx of auto, cursor of pointer, then yeah. No, let's see where we got the issue. tr table body, text centered. Okay, so I'm not sure where I got the error, but yeah, doesn't really matter for progress sake, right? Because these are just the stylings, so don't worry too much. Yeah, we're just styling. So you come here, it says UI, app, cart. Then I'll just explain all the lines. Components, cart. We copy this. Then voila. Yeah, so we just added some buttons at the bottom. In this part of the video, we're going to look at orders. So we did the cart page, and then now we're going to look at the order page. So yeah, we come here, we create a folder, we call it orders, or we can call it order, just like this. Then page.js, RFCE, we import our header. Yeah, so there's a better way of doing it where we just come in the layout and we import the header here, but I want you guys to get used to importing and exporting stuff, so that's why we're doing it this way. Come into our components, we create order.js, RFCE, then below this we import orders. Okay, let's close this and close this, and then we come here, then it takes us to the order page. So now let's add the components for the order page. So the order page is going to display products, so say const products. Yeah, we have the products already, so no issue. Yeah, but then here it's going to be different, so products, okay, like this. So it's ID, name, okay, that's not enough. So ID, name, we don't need the price. So here we have what the person is paid, and then we have quantity, which for this one we'll just say 2, and then the amount that they paid, and then the status of the order, so we can say in transit, something like this. Yeah, something like this. Okay, so we now have our products. Then let's have stylings. So it's max width of 3XL, max width of auto, margin top of 20. Okay, then it's the same as the last one where we have a heading that says your orders. Okay, then the text here will be of 3XL. It will be centered, it will be font of semi-bold, it will be a text of this color. Yeah, so even with the color there's a better way of doing it, where we come here, we go into our tailwind config, and then we add it as this as a color, right? But then for this one, yeah, let's just do it this way, but there are better ways of doing it, I'm aware of that. So here we have a table. Yeah, so let's do it properly this time. Last time we messed up on the styling somewhere. Okay, so it's width 4, and then border collapse. Inside the table we're going to have a table head. Okay, perfect. The table head is going to have a table row. Perfect. Then this is going to have a class name of the same text, border, bottom, border, gray 200s. Then we have a table head, and then this table head is going to say product. Then we're going to give it a class name, padding y of 2, px of 4. Then we paste this 4 times. So we have product, we have quantity, capital Q, then we have paid, then we have status. We save, take a look at this. Here we might need margin top of 10. Then yeah, this looks good. Outside the table head, we need to loop through the table body. Okay, so here we have a table body. Then yeah. Okay, let's save and see what it looks like. Yeah, not really what we want, so let's try to handle the styles. Okay, so for this, for the class name, I need, so let's just go and copy from cart. So we go to components, we go to cart, yeah, so we don't have to redo some of these stylings. So yeah, we take this, that's what we want, then we paste the styles here, we save, then yeah, it's now looking good. And then everything else, yeah, everything else is good. So this is the orders. Yeah, so for now it's just the UI, and then later on we add the functionality. So that's it for the orders. Yeah, it was pretty simple. We need a products page. So create a folder called products. Okay, then in there we'll create a page.js. Site products, create a page.js, rfce. Then we want to import the header. Okay, so we have the header. We come here, products, then let's check it. Yeah, looks good. Okay, so in products, the first thing that we want that text which describes what the products page is doing basically. So yeah, let's not go through this again. Come into your main page, we copy this, come here, we paste this, save, and then let's take a look. Yeah, this is what we wanted to say. Okay, then inside we want on the left side we want to have filters, on the right side we want to have products. So yeah, I'm trying to think of how best can we do it. Yeah, so we need a div here. Class name, it's gonna be flex, then flex call, so that on small devices we have some kind of responsiveness. So something like this, and then we're going to have filters here, filters, and then below the filters we're going to have the products. Yeah, simple as that. So the first one, I want something like a price range kind of item. So give that a class name, and then we'll just say space y of 2. We'll give it an h2, and then we'll say price range. Yeah, I don't know, maybe later we'll change it, but this is what I'm just thinking that we have for the basics. Later we can even add more filters. Something like this. Yeah, something like that. Okay, perfect. So below that we want another one. It's going to be like this. Perfect. Then we close the div. So inside this div we want a button. This button is going to be class name, yeah, something like this. Then we're going to say filter. Okay, so this will be at the bottom. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, yeah, that's not, let's see. think that's it. Let's just go ahead and then just test everything out. This is supposed to be in the parent. Yeah, this is supposed to have some kind of parent. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I need some kind of parent div so that everything is covered in the same parent. Yeah, like that. But then it should be a bit nicer. Might drop 5. Okay, something like this. Maybe let's not give this a width because we don't want it to be okay. Text of white, that's okay. Rounded, MD, that's okay. So let's give it a padding Y of 2 and then a padding X of 4. That's what I like for my buttons. Yeah, much better. Yeah, so see those small changes, they make everything look nice. So yeah, we want to have a sort div, and then this sort div, we'll give it a class name of relative. We have a select. Inside the select we have an option. Okay, but then our option is not going to be this stuff. It's going to have value of latest, so we can sort by latest, then we can sort by oldest. Something like this. Looks good. Okay, then below everything we have our products. Remember, our products are imported using the card component that we already created at the start of the video. We just have to give it a class name, then we're good. So the class name, you just come here to components. No, we come here to the home page, we copy this line, we come back, paste this, and then instead of 3 we put 2, we save. Then yeah, we get this, and then let's just add more products to see how it behaves. Perfect. So on the left we have our filters, on the right we have our products, and then let's check if it's mobile responsive, and then yes, it is. So that's it for the product UI, and then in the next video we're going to be integrating Sanity. So now in this part we're going to look at Sanity. So Sanity Studio. Okay, we come to this website. we click get started. It tells us what do we want to sign up with. So I usually just sign up with Google, so you go ahead and do that. I already have an account, so I'm going to sign in. Okay, I'm going to sign in with Google. Pick the account, and then we go to a dashboard. So we come to this dashboard with 4 different projects, but on your one it's going to have 0 projects. So what we want to do, we want to click here where it says create new project, and then we're going to say use our CLI. So we copy this command, we come here, you open your command prompt, your terminals, okay, cd into desktop, paste the command. Then your terminal might ask you to log in. Okay, then here is going to say what do you want to do, create a new project. That's what the one we click. The project name will say Udemy shop, then we can just say true, but then for you guys just say Udemy shop, any name that you want, doesn't really matter. Press enter, then it's going to generate, then it's going to say default, we say yes. Creating datasets, we wait for it to do its thing. Then for this one is clean project, no TypeScript. Yeah, then it's creating the project. Then we use npm. Yeah, takes a bit of time, and then yeah, whilst that does its thing, we go back to our code, and then we go to an empty npm install. We want Sanity, we want Next.Sanity. Yeah, I think that's it. So Next.Sanity is like Sanity Studio, but then for Next.js. And then Sanity, that's the library to integrate Sanity into our application. We install that. We come here. Yeah, let's just wait for everything to finish. Okay, we wait for it to finish. Yeah, it's taking its time. We can just explain some stuff. So the way that Sanity works, you will have Sanity on its own project, and then you have your own project, and then Sanity you connect it to it from your project. So let's say your project is running on localhost 3000, Sanity will be running on localhost 3001, and then you connect from your project to Sanity. But then that's one way of doing it, but that's not the way that I like to do it. The way that I like to do it is to install Sanity in our Next.js app, right, and have it live inside our Next.js app. So when we run npm run dev and then we run our Next.js app, Sanity also runs, right? So with that in mind, if we come to our desktop, we'll see Udemy shop 2 has been created. So this is Sanity. So we don't care about this, right? You can delete this, we don't care about it. We just wanted to use the terminal to generate the project. Yeah, so if you now refresh here, we now have a new project. So that's why we wanted to use this terminal, because the way that I'm gonna do it, right, we don't need to use the local version of Sanity, right? It's going to make sense. We come here where it says API, add API token, give it a name, Udemy shop. What access do you want this token to have? I want you to have developer access, so it can read write to all datasets. Save. Okay, then it says copy this token. This is your only chance to do so. We copy. Okay, so we come here, we create a .env file, inside the .env file we'll say next underscore public underscore sanity underscore API underscore token, and then we paste in the token. Okay, then above that we need next underscore public underscore sanity underscore dataset. So what's the name of the dataset? It's going to be production. Project ID. We come here. So if we come here, scroll up, you see here it says project ID. You copy this. You come and you paste it in here. You save that. So our env is now good. Okay. So below our env, we're going to create a file. This is sanity.config. So it allows our Next.js app to know that we're using Sanity. So it's sanity.config.js. So it's a config file for Sanity. Okay, so usually it's done in TypeScript, but I made it for JavaScript for you guys, so don't worry. So we define config from Sanity. Then we import something called a desk2. So don't worry about all these things and what they mean. Just know that we need these things to set up Sanity. It's like, you know, some of those things that are in like a package log JSON, you don't even understand what they do, but you just know that, you know, this is some setup that we're doing. So yeah, desk2. Okay, perfect. And then yeah, we'll say const config. Then we use the define config that we imported there. And then yeah, it's like this. Okay, then yeah, we export the default config. Okay, so inside the config we have project ID. Okay, so this is our project ID. We have our data set, which is production. We have our title of the shop. Okay, let's see what the title is. It's Udemy Shop 2. So yeah, we're just linking our code to Sanity. This is all that is doing. It's like if you've ever used Firebase, this is your Firebase.js. This is your config file. Then API version, it must just be a date 2023 11 21, and then base path. So this is where it's going to look for the Sanity routes, right? So we're saying that go to /admin. So when we come here and then we say /admin, that's what we're telling it. Go there, and then that's where we're going to look for it. And then plugins. So plugins is going to be an array, and then inside that array we're going to put our desk2. Okay, perfect. Then we have schemas. Okay, for now let's leave it as an empty object. Okay, so that's it for the Sanity config file. And then yeah, what we want to do now is go into our app.js. So yeah, we create a folder called admin. Okay, once we create a folder called admin, inside that folder we're going to create, so we have these 3 dots, index. Okay, then inside the index we're going to create a page.js. Yeah, so I did a bit of research on how to do this. Yeah, this is not very common knowledge, I had to go deep into the docs and find out like ways on how I can do this so that I can make it easier for you guys. So studio, next studio from next Sanity studio, like this, and then we import that config that we made from Sanity config, and then we export default function admin page like this, and then that returns, we save, and then let's cross our fingers and hope that we did everything correct. Go to the admin page, and then if we did everything correct, our app should now load Sanity admin page. Yeah, hopefully everything was good. It's compiling. Perfect. So we did everything correctly. So what this is, to access your content, you need to add the following as a cause origin to your Sanity project. So you come to our Sanity project here where it says API, and then you see here where it says cause origin, right? So this is just saying who has access to your application, right? Who can access your application. We said if someone is connecting from localhost 3333, they can access, but we're connecting from localhost 3000, so we don't have access, right? So to add access, you say add cross cause origin, or you click here where it says continue. So let's wait and do that. Continue, then it's going to add it automatically. Then we're going to log in with the same account that we created here, or we can come here and add members, but for now we log in with the same account that we created. So we come here where it says Google, and then we're in. Okay, perfect. So our Sanity is now working. Then in the next video we're going to look at how we can create schemas in Sanity. So schemas are basically a way of how we can define our data. So if you've used MongoDB, if you've used Firebase, or even if you've used Prisma, there are schemas that you first have to define before you can start adding data to your Sanity. So that's what I'm going to do in the next video. So before we continue with Sanity, we need to implement authentication. So in this video we're going to implement authentication using Clerk. So we come here, we say Clerk auth. Okay, we come to Clerk, we sign up. I already have an account, so I'm going to sign in. Continue using Google, and then you're taken to this dashboard. So in this dashboard I'm going to add an application, give the application a name. So our application is called Tech Trove. Then I'll say 2 since we already have Tech Trove 1. Here you just pick whatever you want, but I'm picking Google. Then we create the application. Okay, we open this, then we copy this, we go into our env file. So let me just close everything up. We go into our env file, and then we paste this, and then we come here where it says continue to docs. Okay, so yeah, this is how we do. So Clerk, what it does, it comes in, it wraps around your application. So it's going to tell us how we can use it. So yeah, we need to copy this to install Clerk. We install Clerk, so then we wrap our app in the Clerk provider. So in our source layout, we need to go to app layout. Then inside here, we need to import Clerk. So yeah, it's finished installing. Let's close that. So import Clerk, and then here we wrap our entire application into the Clerk provider like this. Okay, perfect. We're not yet done. We need this thing, is called a Clerk middleware. So this is what protects your application basically. So this is in TypeScript, so we have to convert it to JavaScript. Yeah, so that's why, if you guys were wondering, that's why I made the course in JavaScript, because I'm seeing that many of these apps, they are not even user friendly for people that are learning JavaScript. You see, even here in the Clerk documentation, everything is just written in TypeScript. And then, you know, some people, it's not everyone who's using TypeScript, right? So why write the documentation in TypeScript? Why not have a way that we can check, like, I'm using JavaScript or I'm using TypeScript? So everything is now like this. If you check, everything is now just TypeScript, of which is not, it's not good, because like you can say 60%, 70% of companies are not using TypeScript. So yeah, that's why I made it in JavaScript, so that everyone can understand. So here, in the same file, so outside our app, let's see, create. If your application is, then if you are not using source, I will place the middle in the root alongside the env. Okay, so we're not using source, so we place it in here. So it's middle.js. Come in now, we paste this. Okay, then what we need here is export default of middleware. We come in here, and then we need something called public routes. So we do not want to use Clerk in our admin, because admin is already protected by Sanity. Remember, our admin is already protected, right? So we don't want to use authentication here. So we will say this is a public route. We're telling Clerk that do not touch, you know, this admin route, but everything else you can protect. Okay, so that's it. But we're not yet done, because we need to self-host the authentication. Right now the authentication works, but so if we refresh, you see the authentication works, but it's not self-hosted, right? You see here it's hosted on some Curious Lamb 79. Yeah, we need it to be localhost, right? We need to host it ourselves. So that's what we need to do now. Okay, so create custom sign in. Yeah, I think this is it. Okay, so we need to host it on our own. So this is how we do it. Okay, so we need to come into our app, create a folder called sign up. Okay, so I know how to do this, but I'm just going through the documentation so that if you guys get stuck, right, you just come here and then you can see how it's done. You can copy the code and then everything makes sense. So sign up. Is that the way? Yeah, sign up. Then inside sign up we create another folder. Okay, let's see how we did it. So it's two. Sign up. Like this. Sign in, like this. Okay, so I created it as a file. Supposed to be a folder. Sorry about that. Okay, then sign up like this. Then inside there we create a page.js. We paste this. Yeah, perfect. So we now have it. Then we do the same for the sign in. Sign in. Inside the sign in we have a page.js. So now that's for the sign up. We paste for the sign in. We save that. We're not yet done. We need to put this in our environmental variables to tell it that we're now telling Clerk that go inside the sign in router. That's where you're going to get the sign in URL. Go inside the sign up. That's where you're going to get the sign up URL. Then after you've signed in, go to this URL. So you can put this as whatever you want. So yeah, if we instead of saying sign in, if we say login, then here in the env we have to then also come and say login. So yeah, you can do whatever you want. So below this we paste this, then we save. Okay, so you see one more issue. Okay, so let's go back to our app. Let's stay away from this localhost 3000. Okay, you see, now works. One localhost and we now have our authentication. But then why is it on this side? Because we haven't styled it. That's why it's all the way in the corner, right? So how do we style these kind of components? So in every file, right, we can have a layout. So if in any file, if you go and then you create a file called a layout, it's going to become a parent of that file. Then we can edit things, right? So if we go into sign in, right? If you go into sign in, so make sure you're not in this one, but you're in sign in. You create a file, you call it layout.js. Okay, so it's like this in the end. So it's like sign in, then layout. Okay, then inside the layout we'll do an RFCE. Okay, then here we'll import the children, so you have access to children, and then we'll flex items center, justify center, give it a height of screen, a max width of full. Yeah, this looks good. And then we display the children, and then now it's centered. So that's how you center something in Next.js. You copy this and then we do the same thing here, layout.js, we paste it here, we save, we close this, and we close everything. Then now let's test if our auth is good to go. So continue with Google, then voila, we're now inside. So how do we then log out? How do we do that? So there's something called a user button. So if we come back here, they don't tell us, but if we go back here, let's see, read user session and data. Okay, so this is how to read the user. We don't want that, so we want here. You see here which says app router. You can import something called a user button, right? This is a component that comes from Clerk. We'll go to app components, let's put it in the header, paste it in the header, and then we want it to display after everything. So I'm thinking icons, yeah, so we display it in here. We have a div, and then the div will say margin left of 4, so that is a margin. We have the user button, and then the user button, it needs to know after you sign out where do you want to go. So after we sign out, we want to just go back to the home route like this. Save that. Let's go and see what it looks like, and then you have this manage account, then you can see your account, right? So yeah, Clerk is now done. If we log out, where is the logout? Let's check. So here it says sign out, then yeah, we're now taken back to the page. Our app is now protected. If we try to access the order page, we can't, because our app is now protected, but we can still access the admin, because we told it that we want the admin to be a public route. We told it in here. In here we told we want it to be a public route, so it listens and then it makes it a public route. So yeah, so that's Clerk for you. And then next up we're going to go back to Sanity, and then we're going to look at how can we add products, right, into our database. Now we're going to create the schemas so that we can add products and retrieve products. So you see here we're on the admin dashboard, but it's saying no document types. So if we come here, inside the root, we create a folder called Sanity. Inside this folder called Sanity, we want to create another folder, and then we're going to call this folder schemas. So what you call it doesn't matter, as long as when you import it into your config, you remember what you named the things. Yeah, so don't think that there's some rules that we have to follow. No, you can name it whatever you want. So in here we have an index.js, we have a product schema.js. So the products are going to have a schema, and then so a schema, this is basically, so there's a certain type of way that you have to create the schemas in Sanity, so that Sanity can recognize them. So it's basically const product, okay, and then it's like this, and then yeah, let's export default product. So we have to export it, right? And then once we've exported it, we come here into index, and then we'll say we import it, right? Then we'll say product from product schema, like this. Then we'll say const schemas product, then we export the schemas. Okay, so yeah, we're just trying to cover everything, like the important stuff of exporting and importing. We go to our Sanity config, we import those schemas that we just exported, right, from Sanity schemas. Then in here, remember we added schemas, so in here we'll say types, and then the types are schemas. We save that, and then here, if we refresh, does it show up yet? No, it doesn't show up yet because we haven't defined it. So let's go back and define the schema. So let's close all of this up, then let's define our schema. So every schema that you must start with a name. So somewhere here, the name is product, then you must have a title, the title is product, then you must have a type of document, then you must have fields, right? Fields, yeah, that's the spelling. And fields is an array of objects. So the first one is a name, so each product is going to have a name, and then the title is going to be a name, the type is going to be string, and then it's going to be required. We save, now it shows up. So localhost 3000/admin, we save that, should show up. Yeah, so I think we made a mistake somewhere. Let's save that, and then let's check if everything that we did is correct. Okay, so we imported product from product schema, that's correct. Const schemas from product, then we exported the schemas. Then inside our Sanity config, we imported schemas, types of schema. So yeah, types is not schemas, it's schema. Okay, then we get our product, and then if we try to add, currently it only supports a name, but that's not what we want, a product. So if we go to, yeah, there's no need to even go to Amazon, so let's go to GitHub. Okay, let's visit the completed store. So this is the completed version of the store. Okay, so what is a product? A product has an image, a product has a title, a product has a price, a product has a description. So here we need all of those fields. So we go back, we close this, we go back to our product schema, and then let's finish defining our product. So our product also needs something called a slug. So this allows it to be able to, it's kind of like a way for us to be able to get this product details, right? Slug, title slug, type slug. Then we have, it has something called options, name, max length, give it 200, and then validation rule is required. Then after that, so we need an image. So this will be main image since we have multiple images. So hotspot, it means that you can crop the image when you upload it. So we save. So if you come in here, you paste in the image, it means you can upload. So you see everything that we're defining in the code, it just appears here. That's the magic of Sanity, right? That's why we use services like Sanity. So yeah, a product has many images, right? So these are the extra images. So we'll call them extra images like this. Type of array, then off. So it's just off. Then give it an array, and this array is gonna be an object. Then we'll say type of image like this. Then yeah, that's good. And then since we're selling gadgets, they have an attribute of color. So we'll say name, colors, title, colors, type of array, then of type string. Okay, so it's of type of string, and then so it's off. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. So I can try to separate it so that I can give it an option, because I want to have an option. Yeah, like this. Perfect. Then here you have options that you can pick from. These options is gonna be a list, and then this list, put it here, it's going to have gray, and then it's going to have black. Yeah, these are like iPhone colors, I think, and then blue. So those are the colors that you'll be having. Yeah, basically I'm just taking them from like iPhones. Yeah, I don't know if these are accurate, but yeah. Then name, description, type of text, validation rule required. Product must always have a description. Okay, then name, price, type of price, type of number. No, it's not like that. We need a validation rule. It's rule dot required, yes, but then dot min is 0, like this. And then so we want to know when a product has been created, like what date it was created, so that we can sort by latest, we can sort by oldest. So how we do that, we have a name, then we have a field called created at, title of created at, type of date time, options, option is going to be YY like this, but we're not yet done because we still need the time, and then the time is going to be hours, minutes, seconds, like this. But then the options, because I think I did it wrong here, because the options is an object, and then the object is a date format. Yeah, I think this is the way that we do it. Yeah, I'm just trying to do this from memory, but if it's not the way, then we just go into the documentation and we'll look if that's the way to do it. Read only. We don't want to be able to edit, so that someone cannot edit that this time. I think that's the proper way of doing it. Okay, so yeah, we'll just give it an initial value. Created at new date.string.io. Yes, perfect. Yeah, this is good. So yeah, the current time should just be filled out. Then you see it's filled out. Why? Because we stated here that it should be filled out by automatic. Okay, so this is looking good. Let's add some products. So I use this site called Pixels. So it has free images, so that, yeah, you know, people, they get you in trouble if you use images that are not yours. So let's just look for some iPhones. Yeah, the products, the iPhone pictures here won't be nice, but yeah, you guys will get the idea of what we're trying to do. You don't need perfect pictures, but you get the idea of what we're trying to achieve. Okay, let's download. We don't want it to be too big, just want the medium version. Remember, each product has multiple images, so let's look for another one of an iPhone. Yeah, this is not an iPhone, but it's iPhones and an iPad, so but it doesn't matter. We just need images of products. Then yeah, let's open that up before the iPad. Then yeah, this is for the iPhone. Yeah, so that we just have an idea. Then here, medium, then medium. Yeah, I think that's enough. Okay, then we come back here, then we say iPhone 15 Pro Max. So on Slug, you click generates the slug. So in our app, if you go to our app /details/this, it should open the product. Then we have a main image. Okay, so this will be our main image. Okay, then extra images, we say add item. This is a list of images, remember from what we did. It's a list of images. Okay, we exit that, add another one. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I don't know why it's not writing anything there. Should be displaying something here. Let me just verify if my code is correct on the extra images. Okay, so fields, name, image, extra images. So its name is extra images. It's of type array. Then it's of array type image. Yeah, this is correct. Yeah, we'll see if it works in the app, but yeah, I should preview the images. I don't know why it's not, but let's not stress too much. Then here on colors, we have these options. So say it's available in black, in gray, black, then gray, there's no blue. And now we'll just say iPhone 15 Pro Max 2023 version available on stores, something like that. And price, I think this is the price. Then we publish. Okay, document was published. Okay, so let's just have 2 products. So the other one is a MacBook. Generate, then we paste the image. Okay, that's not the one. Yeah, this one. Then on extra images, I want this one. Yeah, you see, it's now previewing the image. So that's why I was worried. I was like, okay, what's happening? Yeah, I've never seen a blue laptop. MacBook Pro, no, it's a MacBook A 2023 version with M3, no, it's M1 with M1 chip. Yeah, something like that. Then price will just say 900. Okay, then we publish. Okay, so we now have 2 products. No, stop. So in the next video, I'll be showing you how we retrieve products from. Okay, first I'll show you how we retrieve the products, then how we display them later. Yeah, we come here in this file which says Sanity. We're going to create a file, and then we're going to call it, so this is a helper function that will be fetching the products, and then later on we'll call it from our code. So product utils.js, that's the name. So Sanity, we close the schema, then we have a product utils, yeah, that's the name. And then we want to import create client. So we want to make a connection to Sanity, so we use create client from Next Sanity. Then we use Grok. So Grok is the language that Sanity comes with that allows you to query. So Grok is like, if you've ever used GraphQL, right? So GraphQL is a kind of language where you specify the fields that you want to be returned. This is the same thing that Sanity has. Okay, so first we need to create a client. Create client. Okay, then inside we have project ID, dataset. Okay, after dataset we have title. Yeah, we also have UCDN, but that's after. Title is going to be the name of the store. API version. Okay, and then we have the token. So this is the token that we had. That's how we access the application. So remember, everything is in our environmental variable, so we just need to go into our env, and then we need to get the ID. So where's the ID? So the ID is here. So we come here, and then we say process dot env dot like this. Okay, so it's now helping me. Dataset, do I have dataset in there? I do, and the last one is token. So the title is going to be Udemy Shop 2. then the API version will get that. So this is process.env.sanity.api.token. Yes, that's it. API version, I wrote it in here. Copy this, paste that, just copy this just in case I missed a spelling, paste that, save. Okay, so I think we should now have access to Sanity. Okay, so now we need to create a function, async, so it's an asynchronous function get products. Perfect. And then it's going to return client.fetch. So client has a method called fetch, and this method, so let's see if this is correct. So this is the language. Yeah, like even I don't understand what most of these things do, but you just need to know that when you want to get a certain product, you need to use type of, then here you put the product, then here you put the fields that you want to get. So type of product, we want to get the ID, we want to get the name, the slug, the image as image asset URL. Perfect. Slug, we need to get it like slug.current. Perfect. Then images, we have extra images, asset URL. Yeah, then we get the price, then we get the description, colors, created it. We save this. This is very perfect. Then we need to get products by slug. This is same as get products by ID, right? Okay, let's check if the code is correct. So grok x type equals to product, yes, and slug.current is equals to slug, correct. We need the ID, we need the name, we need the slug, we need the image, we need the images, we need the price, description, colors. Yeah, this is very, very good. I save this. Okay, so this is what I'm going to use in my app to get the products. Yeah. This video we created the util to be able to get a product. So this one. Okay. So now in this video we're going to call this inside our home page. Here. We're going to import get products. So we're going to import that. So we need to turn this into an async function. So we're going to use something called, so let me just convert it, then I'll explain to you. Default async function. Perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do in this page, right? We're going to use something called server-side rendering. So before the page loads, we're telling Next.js that on the server, I want you to fetch these products, so that when the application is opened, I just get the HTML that's already been processed, and you're going to see how fast it's going to be. So in normal React, when we would use a use effect, and then the page would load, right? So if we come here, okay, oh remember I logged out, I remember now, so let's just log in and then I can show you. So we come to the home page. So if we refresh in normal React, the page would blink. I want you to watch this, it's blinking because it's loading on the client. You see, it blinks. Why is it blinking? Because when you open the page, then the JavaScript loads, then it fetches, then it brings the data. But then we're saying in Next.js, we're going to do this all on the server, and then the server is just going to send us the HTML. Then we just display the HTML. So that's what we need to do here. So with Next.js version 14, it comes out of the box. So before we'd have to do something called get server-side props, and everything was complicated. But now we just come here, and then we say first we need to check if the user is logged in, right? But then do we need to, because Clerk does that for us, so I'm just thinking if we need to do that, or Clerk does that for us. I think Clerk does that for us, so we don't need to worry about those things. But usually I like to check if the user is logged in. If it's not, we don't give them access to the page. If they're logged in, we give them access to the page. But I'm thinking, yeah, we probably don't, because Sanity, Clerk is handling all of that for us. So yeah, we just say products, await, get products, right? And then if you want to see if it worked, you can dump the products on the screen. So we can't console log since this is happening on the server. So if we try to console log this, nothing happens. So the only way to do it is to dump it on the screen. So we'll say here, json.stringify products. Then we want to see if it's working. Okay, so let's see what the issue is. Await.get products. Yeah, this is correct. Okay, let's just try to display. Yeah, because those are some of the issues that you get when you do server-side rendering. Debugging is a bit tricky because everything is happening on the server, so you don't know if you're able to get it or not. So yeah, let's products.map. Yeah, it read my mind, and then perfect. So let's try to do that. Okay, let's do it like this. Okay, so there should be something wrong with my code. Yeah, the issue is in Sanity. So let's go back to my Sanity and check. Yeah, usually some spelling errors. Let's just go through the code and check. It's not a coding session if there are no issues. Yeah, so return client.fetch, that's correct. Then we have our type of product, that's correct. ID, name, slug, created at, so get products is correct. Let's check here. Project ID, create client, grok, that's correct, from Next Sanity. So I'm just checking for any spelling errors. Project ID, process.env, next public Sanity project ID. Also confirming if that's the correct way. Sanity project ID, dataset, and Udemy shop 2 correct. The token process.env. Okay, looks good. Okay, then let's double check on our page. Okay, so okay, let's call this one, but I think that should be perfect. Okay, so import get products from Sanity product utils. Okay, see if I'm exporting correctly. Get products, I'm exporting it correctly here. Const products, await, get products. Yeah, this looks good. start. Okay, let's just search this. Sanity. Type of cell, I think it was okay, so there's an issue with our query. So let's just get the correct one. Yeah, so with grok, you see, even I'm having issues with grok. So it's not, don't beat yourself up if some of these things you're not understanding them. Even sometimes, and I've been using it for a while, so even some, so it's like, so grok is like a type of language, almost like, right? So sometimes, you know, you get some syntax errors in that language, but it's very simple. Right? We paste that, then let's go and refresh, and then you see we get our two products. So yeah, this is the command that works. Yeah, in the course you can come to my GitHub and you can get the correct syntax, or I'll just leave it in the downloadable resources, the course. But yeah, you see, even sometimes I get stuck with grok, so it doesn't matter, right? That's what the documentation are for, right? If you get stuck, you can ask for help, and then you can get help. Okay, so just to be safe, let's also get this one for getting by slug. You see, it's just minor changes. I think it's almost also even like how you are leaving these indentations, right, that affect if it works or not. So yeah, and then we come back here. Okay, so as I was saying, this is server-side rendering. If we just come here and we refresh, you see it doesn't even flicker, nothing happens, because everything is being loaded on the server, and then on the client side you're just getting the products. So since we have two products, these are the products that we get. Perfect. So now we need to, right now we're just rendering the static product that we made in components. Remember, we had a static product with the iPhone, so we now need to render the real product. So we come here, we say product. So yeah, we're passing in we're mapping through the products, then we're passing in the product to the card. So in the card we're receiving that product, and then we can use it. So yeah, we can say product dot image, save, come back, and then you see we get the different images, and then that's perfect. Then what else? We have product.name. Just save this so I don't have to keep typing it. So yeah, we delete this. Then we say product.name. Yeah, we'll delete this. Then we say product.description. And then yeah, this looks good. Yeah, this looks good. Yeah, we might need to get better pictures, but you know, for the purpose of the tutorial, I think this is good. Okay, then when we click the product, we need to go to the details page, right? So how do we do that? We import a link. We wrap everything inside a link, and that link is going to go to the slug. We're going to see how that works. And that's going to be the link. So yeah, so I'm going to go to this called details, right? So when you click a product, it's going to go to details, then iPhone Pro, whatever. So if we go to details on its own, it opens. But if we go to details with iPhone Pro Max, it doesn't open. So we need to fix this, right? So we'll do that in the next video. This video we're going to be looking at displaying the product in the details page. Okay, So you saw in the previous video we got a 404 page. So we need to come to our details. We need to create a file. We call it slug like this. Then our page, we put it in the slug. We move it in the slug. Okay, perfect. So now inside there we destructure the params. So we have things called the params. Inside the params we can access the slug. Once we access the slug, we want to import get products by slug, and then we want to convert this into an async function. So we export default async function, then we get the products like this, and then we pass the product. So we pass the product to the details page like this. Perfect. But then we pass the first product, because it's just going to be one, so we might as well just pass it. Close everything else. Go to components, details. So yeah, get the product. Okay, then what do you trying to think what do we want to do with it? So product. So yeah, let's just dump it to the screen. So like I said before, that's the only way to know if it worked. Perfect. Then you see here, it's dumped to the screen, right? So with this server-side rendering, the only way to know is to dump something to the screen, because you don't know, you can't console log. So our product was successfully retrieved. So now we have the product here where it says main image. We'll come here, and then instead of main image we'll say product dot image. Save, then we get our image. Then yeah, so just like we were doing before, here is product dot name, product dot description, dot price. Okay, then here we'll say product dot price times 1.5. Okay, yeah, what else? I think for now this is good. Yeah, I'm thinking we also, here on the colors, we might need to loop through the colors. So let's do it like this. So product dot colors dot map color. Then we have an arrow function. Inside the arrow function, I'm thinking we have a switch. Okay, then we switch it by color. Perfect. Then we say case, in the case that the color is gray, because remember we have gray, we have different types of colors. In the case that is gray, return like this. Okay, then in the case that is blue, then return blue. In the case that it's black, return a div with black. Then in the default case, return gray. Blue, meaning that, okay, let's see. So product.colors .map, and we get the color. Let's try to dump everything again and see. JSON.stringify product. I want to see what kind of colors that we're getting. So yeah, we're not getting any colors. So let's go back. Which product is this? iPhone 15. So iPhone 15, let's see if we have any colors. We have black and gray, right? Those colors should be showing. Let's go back. Get product by slug is not showing colors, so let's just copy this. We come here and we paste the colors, and then it's also not giving us the extra images, so just to be sure that we're getting everything. Okay, let's go back and yeah, we now get the colors. Colors are now showing there, so we come back to our code and then perfect, we delete this, we save, delete this, we save, and then perfect, black and gray is now showing. So here on the images, we want to loop through the extra images. So down here, I don't know, should we do it inside? Yeah, we should do it inside here. So it's going to be, this is good, but it's not images as we called it, extra images. Extra images, like this. Let's check. Let's delete this. Okay, this is good. So it's now displaying, and then yeah, so we can now view products. So the next part that I'm thinking, we should be able to add products to cart. So yeah, see you in the next video. This video, we're going to implement the add to cart functionality. So when we click add to cart, we should take this product and then we should put it in the cart. Okay, so to add to cart, we need a global state management system. So in this video, we're going to be using ZooStand. Okay, so we come in here, we say ZooStand. Documentation. So to install ZooStand, it's npm install ZooStand. Yeah, this is the easiest state management I've ever used. Okay, then we need to come into here. So in any, go to the main branch, and then you come here where it says cart store. I want you to copy this. Okay. Then yeah, ZooStand is finished installing. Yeah, so all these codes, I'm going to include them. I'm going to include the whole code, and then you can just be going to wherever you want. So here we have a file called cart store.js. Paste this. Okay, then we'll go through it, right? So this code is perfect code for how to implement a cart in Next.js. So this code, it defines a cart as an empty array. Then it defines a cart total as 0, total items as 0, right? Then it has these functions. So these functions will be able to use them in our app. So add to cart it takes in a product, it takes in a quantity, and it takes in a color, right? So what we do with this product, quantity, and color, right? We add it here. So we say cut, then take the whatever was put, state, current state, we're spreading the current cut with the new product. Then we're saying keep the cart as it is. So if there are items in the cart, keep those items in the cart, but add these new things, right? So when we call this from our app, we're going to call this from this page with this button which says add to cart. Then we're going to pass this product, okay? Then we're going to pass the quantity. So yeah, we have quantity, we're going to pass that. Then we're going to pass the color. So here we have color. So we need a way to take all these things and put them into state, right? So let's do that now, so you don't get confused. So you can come here. So whenever we use state, we come here and then we say use client, right? So you are telling Next.js that since state is something which can only be used on the front end, so you are telling us so that you avoid any confusion. Okay, so here we'll say const. So say selected. So start with image, then set. I'll show you why we say we start with image, because we want to do something with the image. So set selected image, then set selected image. Then the first image will be product.image, then const set const selected color. Yeah, it's very smart. Then const qty set qty as 1. Okay, this is good for now. Okay, then what we're saying that, right, as you go through these colors, we want to be able to pick a certain color, right? So we're saying here where it says div, we put an on click, and then this on click we give it a self-closing function, and then we say set selected color to whatever the color is, right? Then we copy this, we paste it, then we paste it, then we paste it like this. We set that, we come here, we open the terminal, we go to console. Okay, clear that stuff, console.log, then we say selected color, save that. So the selected color is black, but if you select gray, you see it changes to gray. If you select black, it changes to black. Gray, black, gray, black. But then now there's no way to know like which did we select, did it work? A user cannot open the console, you know, that doesn't make sense. So we need a better way of how will the user know which color did they pick, right? I think we can all agree we need a way to know. So how can we know? We can come in here. So there are different ways we can do it, and we can say, yeah, but this is not the neat way. We need a neat way of doing it. So let's do it in the stylings. So here you put these curly bracelets, we put backticks. So whenever you want to conditionally render some styles, you can do it like this. And then here we'll put this, and then we'll say selected color is equal to the color, right? What do you want to do if that is the case? Then what do you want to do so if that's not the case, we do nothing. If that's the case, we have a border for 4, and the border will be this color 5B20B6, like this. if we click, okay, let's see. So if color is selected, color, yes, we want the border to be 4, or else we want to do nothing. Okay, then first color is gray. Okay, this works, but we don't have a, do we have a gray? Yeah, we do. So we click gray. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. Yeah, we need a space here so that there's a width. Then yeah, we get this nice round. Get this nice round circle. Okay, we come here. Then this is going to be PG blue. So we paste it everywhere else, and then we just need to change the colors. Okay, so this will be gray 200. This will be gray 900, which is just black. This will be blue 500. We save it, and then yeah, get this nice indicator to say, hey, this is the color that you picked. Okay, so on that part, I think it's good. And then we need to hook up the quantity to the input. So value will be QTY, then on change. So what do you want to do on change? You want to take the event, you want to set QTY to the event dot target dot value. So this is basic React. Okay, then what we want to do down here, so down here we're displaying these images, and then again, so when you click an image, right, we come here on click. Okay, so when you click an image, that image needs to display. So you need to say set selected image to the image. Okay, so that image needs to be set when you click it. And then from here, instead of displaying the product.image, we display the selected image, which by default is the first image. So now it works. Okay, this is good. Let's check if it's mobile responsive. It is. Then, yeah. So everything looks good. Okay, so when you click this button, you want it to add to cart. Okay, so on click of this button, handle add to cart. So we copy this, we need to create this function. So we come here, so we say const handle, okay, like this. And then what we want to do, we need to import the add to cart, right? Remember we have this cart store. So how do we import that cart store? We say import, then we say use cart store from cart store. Okay, then we come here, so from cart store we need const add to cart from use cart store. Then we take the state, then we say state dot add to cart. We come here, then we say add to cart. We pass in the product, so it expects the product, quantity and color. So product, quantity and color. We save this, then we can add our things to the cart. So add, so there are no errors. So let's go to our header, and then so our header is just a simple way of how can we know if what we're doing to the cart is working, because remember in our header we we're displaying the cart component, and then the cart component, so let's just do it instead of talking. So use cart store, then inside the cart store, remember inside the cart store you have this thing called total items, right? So you can see how many items and then these total items. So here, instead of saying 2 items in cart, we just say total items, then we refresh. Okay, then you see, if you are trying to use useref, so this uses useref down the road, you need to use this thing called a use client, and if you don't, you get errors. So you come here, use client. So Next.js is trying to tell you, hey, this stand thing, it uses useref. So if something uses useref, it can't be loaded on the server, so you have to use client. And then you come here, you say add to cart, then you see we have 1 item in cart. So it worked, but right now we have no way of knowing. So next part, we're going to be working on the cart page and displaying whatever is in the cart. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so see you in the next video. Now we're going to go, yeah, so I think we need to test this page before we do that. So let's go on the home page, we do this, and then it opens this, go back, do this, then it opens this with this image. Perfect. So now let's work on the cart page. So on details page, it's in product.image. So let's go back here, and then let's just do this. So it first checks if it's available, then on details, so let's just do it on everything. So the ternary operator, it just means that if the thing in question is not available, then don't proceed. Okay, cart page. Perfect. So let's just close everything up that we don't need. So we'll go to components, then cart page. Okay, so in the cart page we need to just checking, do we need the user? No, we don't. We just need the cart, and then the trash, we have it. We just need the user, we just need the link. Yeah, that's about it. Don't need other things, so we just say import use cart store. Yeah, that's all we use. And then inside here, so we no longer need these products, so we can delete them. We no longer need this total. Remember, total, we now have it. So here we'll say const cart use store state.cart, then const remove from cart state.remove from cart. Perfect. Const total items state.total items. Perfect. Const cart total. Perfect. That's all you need. Then we need a function for removing the user, so that will be handle remove from cart, takes in the product ID. Then that's done. And then here we'll say we want a way to display how many items are in cart, so we'll say total items in cart. Save. So it asks us, crying again, use client, okay, product undefined. So here we'll just put a ternary, no issue, products undefined. okay, the actual product is not defined, so we can't preview yet until we finish, because remember we deleted the products. So now the products are coming from carts. So we map through the carts, we no longer map through the products. So yeah, total is not defined. We displaying total. So instead of total, we now display cart total. Yeah, perfect. This looks good. And then in the header, so we go to the header, because I'm getting annoyed of clicking this and it's not working. So we need import link, and then we wrap this inside a link, then href to home. We close that here, we save, see if it didn't mess up anything. It didn't. So here we can go back home, and then here we can click here, add to cart, go to cart page. So yeah, cart page also needs that same thing. So we take this link, we go to the shopping cart, we paste it. When you click the shopping cart, it goes to cart. So that's what we just want here. We do that. So we do that for, so this page is not being created yet, but if you click here, it should go to order. And yeah, so that should be it. Save, go back. So that messed it up, so we don't want it to surround everything, I guess. So like that, perfect. So we add to cart, go to cart, then you see our item is in cart with the total. Let's go back, add more in the quantity, add should now be 1.8. You see, and then it's now 1.8. We can remove. Okay, so it's not removing from cart. Let's see. So the trash icon needs to be linked to this handle, remove from cart, so that when you click it, it removes it from cart. Right now it's doing nothing, so it's gonna be like this. Perfect. Now when we click, okay, so it needs product.id, product.id, save that, we click, it removes from cart. So our cart is now working. Perfect. So the next video we're going to implement the checkout, we're going to implement Stripe, and then yeah, perfect. If you've reached this point, congratulations, we're almost through. I think we still have like an hour or two left. So yeah, congratulations if you got to this point. So we're now implementing payment. So payment, we're using Stripe. So creating the account is easy, straightforward. Once you've created an account, you come and you sign in. So I'm going to do that. Okay, let's just wait for it to load. Yeah, no idea why it's taking long, but whilst it does its thing, come to your terminal, then we want to install a few packages. The first package, you put an @ sign, then you say stripe /react -stripe -js. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one is @stripe /stripe okay -js. Okay, and the last one is just the normal stripe. Let's store those things, then we come back here. See if I still remember my details. Yeah, hopefully I still remember the details. Okay, perfect. So I still remember them. Okay, yeah, this here it's done installing the packages. Okay, perfect. So you come here on your home page, you come here where it says developers. Where it says developers, you come here where it says API keys, and then you come down here, and then the API keys will be here where it says standard keys. It might say create keys. You just create the key. You have your publishable, and then you have your secret key. So yeah, shortly we'll see. Yeah, let me just show you where you need to put those now. So we can close Stripe and then get on with other things. So we open Stripe. So here we'll say next underscore public underscore Stripe underscore secret underscore key. Yeah, make sure you get the correct spellings for this stuff. Yeah, then the other one is the public key. So publishable key, that's the Stripe. Okay, so it's not public key. Okay, let's start again. So it's next public Stripe secret key, that's correct. Then let's get that. So secret key, review secret key, copy, then we paste it. So this one doesn't matter even if you see it, because it's a test key, right? Yeah, you can see it starts with test, so it's not real money that we'll be using, so don't worry about the security. The next one is the publishable key, so it's Stripe, then so now we have both keys. So yeah, we can go get back to our app, no longer need Stripe, and then okay, perfect. So yeah, we come to the side. Okay, something else we need to install is Axios. So npm install Axios. Okay, so in here we need to import one of the packages. So one of the packages is called load stripe, and it's a Stripe.js package, right? And the elements, it's a React Stripe.js. Then we need to load Stripe. So it's Stripe promise load Stripe process.env.stripe.publishable key. Perfect. And then we need to wrap our cart in a element Stripe with a Stripe promise, and then here we need to close that with another elements. Perfect. Yeah. And then in our use client, in our cart, we need to import card element from React Stripe. We need to import use elements. We need to import use Stripe. Then yeah, that's about it. Then yeah, I think let's do it above. Say const Stripe is equals to use Stripe, const elements is equals to use elements. Simple as pie. Then const on submit. Okay, let me leave that for now. Yeah, for now we can leave that as it is. And then we need to display our Stripe. I'm thinking of where can we show our Stripe elements. have our cart total. Yeah, so we don't want just to display it anyway. We want to check first if so here below the total section, we want to check, is our cart total greater than 0? And if it is, then show the stripe card element. Right, this is neat, right? So if our cart is empty, why should we show stripe? So yeah, we need to use client, but we're using it. Okay, so yeah, we need to use it. We need to use client again. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we're not showing stripe because our cart is empty. And then we also shouldn't show this checkout button. If it's empty, so we come here, then we're going to say if our cart total is greater than 0, then that's when you show it, else we shouldn't show it. So now this button should disappear. Perfect. Then inside this button we'll say if it's loading, okay, then we want to display loading, else we want to display checkout. Then here we have to, okay, this is the wrong way, const, we just need basic state. Okay, this is good. What else hasn't been used? Stripe elements. Okay, so that looks good. And then on submit we need to check. So we come here and then we say const card element dot get card element by ID. Okay, so card element, this is very wrong. So we say elements dot get element. The element is called card. And then here we'll, yeah, we can do that. Then we'll set the loading to true. Then we'll have a try. And then we'll have a catch. So we want to catch any errors here. And then we want to display the error. So we want to console.log the error. Okay, perfect. So here we want to prevent, so if it's not equal to stripe or not equal to element, we want to return everything. So yeah, we've now used everything. Perfect. So let's save and then let's check. Go back home, add this to cart, go to the page. Perfect. Asking us for the card number and stuff. We come back here, then we put this in a div. The div will give it a class name with a margin top of 6 so that the stripe has a bit of space. Then perfect. Then we can give it a background color of gray 200, padding of 10. Then yeah, it's much more clear. So we can even give this background color of 100, yeah, because we don't want it to be too bright. Okay, perfect. And then so right now we're still not yet there, right? So we need to make an AP route. an API route for this, right? So we come here into our app, and then we create a file called API. Stripe needs a backend, and then since Next.js is a backend, you can just use it. So route.js, perfect. We import a next response from next server, and then we import Stripe from Stripe. Okay, then we need to initialize the secret key. Okay, so const Stripe, because new Stripe process.env, that's not the way that we code named it. So let's come here, and then we get the way that we named it, process.env dot the way we named it. Okay, perfect. Now we create a function, async function, then we'll call it a post. It's gonna be a post request, then we're going to take the requests, and then const data will come from, so it's gonna come from the request.json. Okay, then from the request.json we want the amount. It's gonna come from the data, so we just want amount, and then let's console.log that amount, and then let's have a try, then let's have a catch. So the catch, it always returns an error, and then the error we want to return it as a Next.js .json, because .error doesn't work anymore, so it's going to be a .json, and then this JSON is going to have a status of 400. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so in our try, we're going to, let's see, we're going to make a payment intent request to stripe.payment intents .create. We pass it in the amount, but in the amount we need to say it's a number, and then amount, and then we multiply that amount by 100. Currency, it's USD in capital letters, and then when you're done we send back, so we don't send back this, we send back an intent. Just gonna be a payment intent dot client secret, and then a status 200. We save that, check for any errors, no errors, compiled. We go back to our cart. Okay, so we now need to make a request to that API that we just created. So that API that we just created, we now need to call it, right? So I'm thinking, how can we do this in the best way? Okay, so yeah, we're importing Stripe. Yes, we are. Then raise dots. Okay, so I'm just looking at the code. So Stripe is coming from the package, then yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay, so in here we've checked, and then down here it's const res is equals to await stripe dot confirm card payment. Okay, so if it's not equal to stripe, okay, we return. Then yeah, we return. So yeah, we kill the function. But then if it is, right, so we need to make that call to the route that we just made. So it's going to be const data is equals to await. Then let's import Axios that we just installed. Axios from Axios. Then it's Axios dot post. Okay, so it's API stripe, that's what we called it. And then like this. Then we send the data because it's expecting data to be sent. The data is going to be the cart total dot to fixed. Okay, to fixed is 0 because we don't want any trailing numbers. Then yeah, then we have access to the data. So yeah, we're going to make a request to stripe await stripe dot intent. So let's just finish the code and then go through it. Okay, so res await stripe dot confirm card data dot intent. That's enough because we're sending back the intent. So here we're sending back the intent here. So here we just need to access that intent, comma. Once we access that intent, payment method card element. Okay, then from this we finally get a const status. Okay, so the status, it tells us, right? Then we say console.log status to see what the status was. Okay, then we open our console log, inspect. Okay, so 42424242. So this is a test card. Then you put a date in the future, then any other numbers. Check out. Check out. I'm getting nothing here. Okay, so let's see. Set loading. So yeah. Okay. So I didn't link this button to this. So on click. Okay, now that's done. Loading. Then when it gets successful, succeeded. Perfect. Then we go and we have to go. It says payments. How much did we pay? 900. And then you see there's a $900 payment and this is the current time. So voila, it's working. Okay, so now what we want to do, yeah, I'm sorry, this chapter will be a bit long, but just bear with me. So we now want to make an order. So we come here where it says import, and then we want to import user from, so the user is going to be from Clerk Next.js. Yes, perfect. And then this user will get const is loaded. So this allows you to know if the user has been loaded, and then it allows us to get the user, and then it's from user, and then it also allows us to get is signed in. So it has some things that we're able to get from it. Okay, and then what we want from it is the email the user's email. Okay, so we want to make an order, and then we want to link that order to the user's email. Right, so we come back down here, and then where it succeeded, okay, then we say if status is equal to succeeded, what do we want to do? Okay, we want to set loading to false, and then we want to const email is equals to user email address, then dot email address. Perfect. And then in here we'll say const res is equals to await, then create order, and then the order that's created is going to want an email, then it's going to want a cart. Perfect. Then if res, then router dot push, not success, but we push to the order page. So saying if everything is successful, we push the order page. Right now there's no create order, so we delete that, and then there's no router, so we need to import the router, and then we need to initialize the router. So we need to import the router from Next navigation, import use router from Next navigation, then here use router, then that's done, then perfect. Then we come here to Sanity schemas. Okay, so in Sanity schemas we want to create the order schema. So in schemas, create a new file called order schema. So yeah, create a new file, call it order schema.js. Right, in index you import. Okay, we haven't created it yet basically, so we'll say const order is equals to, okay, then we'll give it a name of order, we'll give it a title of order. The title will be orders, right? The type will be a document, and it's going to have some fields. Okay, it's going to have some fields. The first field is going to be name, title, string. Okay, then the second one. Okay, the second one is going to be name. We want email. Then we want title of email, string. Okay, so this is going to be required, so we need a validation rule of rule dot required. Okay, just checking on the spellings. Yeah, so we need an email, then we need a quantity, so name QTY quantity, then the title will be a number, the type it's gonna be required. Okay, then here we're gonna need a name, which is gonna be price, title, number, required. Perfect. Then here we're gonna need a name, which is gonna be color, title. Oh, I can just paste it and then I can explain the code to you. I hope you guys don't mind. You just paste and then explain the code. quantity, schemas, order schema, copy, then yeah, that's the order. Then we need to come here before I explain order, and then come here, say order, save. Okay, so our schema has a name, it has an email, it has a quantity, it has a price, it has a color, it has a created at, it has paid, if you've paid or not, then it has delivered, has it been delivered or not. Okay, so that's done. So remember, we have a product utils, right, that allows us to be able to create products. So here we also now need a order utils.js, right? So this is it, that we order util. Okay, so our order util, we're able to get orders by email, we're able to create an order, so that's the one we're interested in. So how it's working, it takes an email and it takes a cart. So if we go back to, let's delete some things, go back to our cart, you see here we're calling the create order and we're passing in an email, we're passing in a cart. So we pass in the whole cart, but we can't save a cart in the database, so we need to loop through the cart and save each product, right? So we loop through the cart and then we save each product one by one, right? And then when everything is done, we resolve and then we send it true to say, hey, we've created the orders. So yeah, that's how it's working. And then we need to import create order. So we say create order, enter, and then here it gets imported. We come here, then we save, and then we test. So we go back, try to add something in the cart, add, we come here, we enter our card, so 424242, have a future date, then any random number, it's loading, and then it's done. So once it's done, it automatically goes to this page, and then we come here, we go to orders and check if any order was put. Perfect. And then we can see it was paid but not yet delivered. So perfect. So congratulations guys for reaching this part. The next part, we're going to be displaying the orders on this page and displaying the status, right? So here you see the status, delivered or not delivered. We're going to display that. We're going to display the orders. So let's close everything and head over to the orders component. So in here we have a component called order. So right now we're taking the orders from a file, from like a component. So here what we need to do, so we're also going to be using server-side rendering here. So we need to import, so we need to get by user email. So we're importing from Clerk, then we need to import get users by email, get orders by email, I mean. Okay, and then so use user, there's another one. So use user, it's for when you are in client components, but we're in a server component, so we don't need that one, so we use current user. Import, so this is all in the Clerk documentation. So use current user, and then here it's const user is equals to await current user. We make this export default async function order. We remove it here. Okay, this looks good. So here we're waiting for a user, and then if we don't get the user, so if not user, then it tells you please sign in. Then if it is a user, say fetched orders. Okay, so we get the orders, and then for now let's try to dump the orders using JSON string bind. So saying products not defined, so here we'll be using fetched orders now. We're no longer using products. Then you get your orders. So now everything is working. Yeah, that's now perfect. So yeah, we can come here, delete that. Yeah, product ID, product name, we save that. Name, we have it. Quantity is QTY. Price is there. So under price, here will be like this. So we'll say product, did you pay? So that's what we ask. Okay, and then if you didn't pay, we display something else. So if you paid, we have a span that we want to display to say, hey, this person paid. And if you didn't pay, we want to say not paid. Okay, let's check it out. Quantity paid. Okay, perfect. Then product dot status. So if the product has been delivered, so same issue here. So if product has been delivered, there's something that we would like to display, and if it's not, there's something that we would like to display also. So here is gonna be a span, we're just gonna say delivered. Then here is another span which will say in transit. Okay, perfect. So the product is on the way. Then if it's delivered, the product has been delivered. So here when you click this, it should take us here. When you click this, it should take us to cart. When you click this, it should take us home. So yeah, perfect. So next up, I think we'll work on the product page. So when you click get started, we need to go to the product page. So we go to our banner. Then I'm thinking when you click, yeah, but that can be in the next video. So for now, I think this is good. Then let's move to the next part, guys. So in this video, we're going to be working on the product filters page. Yeah, so let's import our link. Okay, perfect. And then so here when you click get started, so we'll change this from an A tag to a Next.js link, and then here it's going to take you to products. Okay, then here link, save that, then let's go back. So when you click this, it's going to take us to the products page. Okay, so card. Okay, so yeah, I get what's happening. So we go to products page. Okay, so products page, I'm going to paste it. Okay, so yeah, all this code, you guys are gonna have it, don't worry. I'm going to explain each and every line so that you understand. Yeah, because I also don't think you're going to benefit if I type everything. So you benefit more if I can read out the lines, then you guys can understand what's going on. Okay, so we need to get all products. Yeah, we do have that one, but it's from utils, not util. Okay, let's see. So it's not get all products, it's get products. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let me explain all the code. So remember this one we did it where we were saying that here we're saying the card is going to be mx of auto, then it's going to have a grid, and then it's going to have grid column 1, so meaning that on mobile devices it can also show, then on desktops it's going to show 2 columns. Okay, so that one is done. Okay, so this one we're getting the products, so we're calling get products from Sanity. Remember, this is the one that we made for the home page, so we're getting the products. Once we get the products, so this one is using a use effect, so we fetch the products from a use effect, and then once we fetch those products, we are displaying those products. So we come down here, we are looping through the products, and we're displaying them in the card, right? So these are the 2 products that you're seeing. Then for searching, what we're doing, so here we have a search input. So the search input is being linked to state, and then you see here search query, so it's being linked to state, and then here where it says apply filters, we're checking do we have a search query. So if we don't have a search query, we don't apply any filters and we get all the products. But if we have a search query, we're saying that we're going to check if the product.name includes our search query, right? If it does, then show it. If it doesn't, don't show it, right? So here we have iPhone, so we're saying if the product includes iPhone, then show it, right? This is what this line is doing, or else don't show it, right? So MacBook didn't include iPhone, so we didn't show it. Then we can reset. Let's check. Get all products not defined, so fetch data, so it's get products, then we reset, gets the data back. So here if we say dog, there's no dogs, so it won't show. So that's what that line is doing. Then this line is price range, so it's showing us the minimum price. So if I say I want a minimum price of 1,000, that the $900 is going to disappear. How is that working? We go in filters, apply filters, price, pass float, price, then is min price, pass float, and then okay, let's see where it's being in. Okay, I'm trying to locate the line where it's sorting that. Okay, so is min price valid? That's why it's checking for the price, right? Is the product, is it greater than or less than the price, the min price that you've chosen? If it is, then we don't include that product, else we include the product, right? Then these are the sort by latest, sort by greatest. So these are just using JavaScript inbuilt sort functions. So you see here we're getting all the products, we're sorting them by, here we're sorting by latest. So we come here, let's reset. So here we're saying sort by oldest, so this one is going to become first. We say sort by lowest price, it's going to sort by the lowest price first, sort by the latest, then I guess this is the latest. Okay, then we sort by most expensive, so that becomes the one, and then yeah, and then here we can see, so this is pagination, right? We come here, how is the pagination working? Okay, so here the pagination is slicing the page using the index of the first page and the index of the last page, and then this is how it's getting the index of the first and last page. You come here, you have the products per page, which is 5, and then when we come here we're changing to say, so we're saying per page we need 5 products, but here we have 2 products. So if we have 2 products, it's not going to show pagination, but if we have 1 product, then it's going to show pagination, right? But if we have 5 products, it doesn't, because we don't have 5 products, right? And this is controlled here. We're saying current page is page 1, products per page is 5, and then here when you change the page, you are setting the products per page, so you're changing this 5, and then in this case this 5 is being changed to a 1, and then we get pagination, right? And the pagination is coming at the bottom here. we are looping through all the pages and then we're displaying. But then we'll first check, do we have enough data to display those pages? Yeah, we don't have. So when it's 5, we don't have enough data, so we hide it. So that's what's checking, right? Then if you want to type all the code, now you can just be pausing and typing the code, but I'm going to leave this code down in the resources, or you can visit my GitHub and then you can get the code, right? So yeah, this is the code. Okay, perfect. I'm going to do the reviews. So when you click a product, we want to be able to have reviews below here. Okay, so we come back here, and then so the first thing we need to do is, so here in this code we go to Sanity, then we go to comment schema. Okay, we copy this. So whenever you want to create something, you go on schemas and then you create the schema, because you can't have a data without a schema. So in the schema, our schema is going to have the product, it's going to have the email, and then the comment, and then the number of stars, and then when it was created, right? And then remember, when you create a schema, you go in your index and then you have to import it, otherwise it won't show up, right? That's our comment. We save that, and then that's it for Sanity. We close that. Now for Sanity we still need this utils. So here we'll say comment utils.js. So this is where the logic will stay. So comment utils. Okay, we'll come here, we paste that. Okay, so this will be the code for creating a comment. So it takes in the product ID, the comment text, the stars, and the email. And then here we take the comment data, and then we can put a comment. Okay, we save this. Then so the comments are going to be in components, details, then come in here, app, components, details, and then yeah. Okay, so it's, yeah, I'm trying to think where we can put the comments. So it should be in this page. So we need to, so inside the components we have comments.js. So we come in here, then we have the comments.js, we copy this, then we paste it in here, and then this is the comments. This is the logic for having a comment, and then we need to import these comments in the details. So the details, the slug, and then so details, slug, then comments. Yes. Then we have our comments here. Then we can come back to our product. So comments, we come here, comments from. So here, instead of small letter, we have a big letter like this. We save this, we come back here, then we re-import. So import comments like that, and then here I think it's product. Let's check the name. Yeah, product utils, get product by slug, and then yeah, I think that's it. Okay, here we just say alert, then we save. Then in details 5, line 5, yeah, we'll just say alert, save. We save. In comments line 4, it's utils. Right. Get comments. So yeah. Then Sanity. Comment utils, save that. We check if that is it. Sanity. Comment utils, we save that. We have a create comment, we have a get comment by ID. Yeah, this is correct. Okay, so let's save this. Let's delete this file. So Next.js has some cache memory. So once you misspell something, I've noticed that even after getting the spelling correct, you still have these issues, right? So let's save that. We come back here, then we import comments, then we save. Yeah, even after correcting, you still have some small issues. That's what I've noticed. So let's, yeah, so we now have the ability to post comments. So let's go through the code. Okay, so here we're saying a comment as a product ID so that it knows which product it belongs to, and then comment text, so it has the text, so this is the text, and then it has a star, so these are the stars, so this is a comment. Then we say, wow, great product. We comment. Okay, once this comment says comment added, then the comment has been added, and then yeah, so and then okay, so let me maybe go in detail. So here in the details page, here we're importing the comment component below the details. So this is the details, then this is the comment, right? So we come here into components, we come here where it says comments, and then you can see how the comments are being done. So fetching the comment, we are using a use effect, and we're fetching using get comments by ID. So we come here to utils, and then this is the get comments by ID, which is calling the components from Sanity, and then we get the comments. Once we get the components, we set them to this comment state. This comment states, we loop through it here, and then we display the comments. So that's what we're doing here. We display the comments. Okay, perfect. And then yeah, I think that's it. So this is the last chapter. We're going to be implementing the contact us page. So we come here, and then we go to our banner. So inside our banner, we need this link, and then that's the one that we're going to put here. That's the one we're going to put here. So speak to sales. It's going to take you to the contact page, and yep, we need to create the contact page. Contact, then page.js. Okay, ROCE. Okay, then yeah, then we come here where it says contact. We need to create a contact component. So that contact.js, RFCE. We go back to contact. We import the header first. We import the contact page we just created. Okay, perfect. So we close some of these up. Okay, then we come into the contact page. Okay, so before we do that, we come here on Sanity. We get the contact schema. Remember, everything has a schema. you don't do something if you don't not have a schema. So we come in schema, we create a contact schema.js. We paste that. So the contact schema is going to have your name, your email, and the issue that you have. So let's say a product was not delivered correctly, you put that there. And then here inside the index we have to import the contact, and then in here you say contact, we save that, and then perfect. And then what we want the contact util. So close this, open this, let's say contact. So the contact util helps us to make the connection. Okay, we save that. So we're saying that we need a name, email, and issue. Then we save the data to the contact schema. That's all, right? Then we come here to the contact component. So we come here, go to components, then we come here. Remember, we're in the main branch. So we come here, we come to contact, we copy this, and then this is our contact. We display, we delete this, it says toast because we don't have that library installed. Then instead we say it's an alert. Yeah, we say it's an alert. Okay, then save this, go back, speak to sales. Okay, so here it's contact utils. Let's check if that's the name, but it doesn't really matter. You can just say import create contact save, and then we say Douglas, coding of Douglas. I did not get my product. Submit. Issue submitted. We go here, we check contact, we check if Douglas has submitted an issue. I did not get my product. Then perfect, so it's working. So yeah, the last part, we're going to deploy the system. Congratulations for reaching the last video. We're going to be deploying the system. So you come to your GitHub, you say where it says create new repository, and then we'll say done. You can pick a nice name, but that's what I'm picking. Create repository, and then yeah, these are the instructions. We say git init, so you just go to the terminal with your code, and then you say git init. Okay, reinitialized, then git commit, git add, put a full stop, then git commit again, then it commits it. Git branch m main. Okay, just paste it. Then this one, okay, then lastly we push it. Okay, so on my end it's done. So on your end you can do this, but if this is too difficult, guys, you just come here where it says upload an existing file, right? And then you start uploading the files. But if I come back here and refresh, mine is done already. You see, it's done. Okay, then so we come here, then Vercel, we come to Vercel, then you're going to create an account, then you're going to say link my GitHub. Once you link your GitHub, yeah, it's very simple. Once you link your GitHub, then you say add new project. So this is in Vercel, you say add new project, and then it's going to say import from Git. You see, done with store, you say import. You come here where it says environmental variables, you come to your code, you go to your env file, you copy this file, you come here, then you paste it, then you say deploy, then it's going to start deploying it. It's gonna take a bit of time. Deployment queued, it's gonna take a bit of time, and then yeah, it's gonna get deployed. So yeah, this is the end of the course, guys. So just let me know in the comments if you're having any issues, and then if you have any issues, I can sort them out. I can update the course. Yeah, sorry about speeding up there towards the end, but I'm going to send the code, either downloadable zip files that you guys can open, and then you can see the code. You can see, so that if you run into any issues, you just go on that part and then you can see the code. So yeah, don't worry guys. And then yeah, it takes a lot of time, but once it's done, so all those instructions I did them for when I was building this course. So if you come to my GitHub, Udemy Next.js, so this is the link, the working link, and then you see this is the course deployed. Yeah, and it's working perfect. Yeah, so yeah, this takes time to deploy. It takes maybe around 10 minutes, but yeah, no issues. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, please leave a comment. Please tell me like if you didn't like, what I can improve. Yeah, thank you guys for watching.